you how I dated a fool. Someone tried to catch me slipping, but I wasn't letting it happen. Stay tuned. Okay, so what happened? Let me situate myself right here. Okay, what happened was I was driving the bus. You know, I'm a bus driver. I was driving the bus, and for 6 months, this man had rode my bus. Very polished, had it together, going to work, had his own place. Everything stayed on me. Sat in the front seat all the time. We had good conversation. Everything was on point. It was nothing for me to feel like that he was a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Kept wanting to take me somewhere. So he decided, when you gonna let me take you somewhere? So he said, I'm going to church and I want you to attend church with me. So I said, okay. I'm gonna go to church with you. Went to church with him. Lovely service. Pastor brought a nice message. His church family received me. They all had something good to say about him and everything. It was nothing like, you getting you a good one. Oh, he's something special. He was something special, all right. Special K, crazy. Why I say that? Because everything was perfect. After church, we went to dinner, had a lovely time. Still, no signs, nothing out of the ordinary. The entire week was really going well. And then found out a family member had passed away and he wanted me to go to the service with him. So I was like, okay, no problem. We'll go to church. We'll go to the service. Went to the service. And pay attention to this. He told me that he rarely had brought someone. It had been years since he had brought someone around his family. Oh, I didn't tell you, he was a recovering drug addict. Yes, he had told me months prior that he had been clean for 8 years. Question those things when they tell you that they have been recovering from anything. Because the entire time, the 6 months that he had rode my bus, I didn't see that. So I had no reason to doubt him that, okay, he's had some issues, but no problem. Okay, he's taking care of those issues. But in coming up to the time that we were getting ready to go to the church, I saw another sign about him. One day he didn't go home, and he saw me on my lunch break and motioned me over. He wanted me to go with him to the tailor to check his suit out. Went into the tailor and he darn near wanted to jump on the man who had altered his suit. Said that the tailor had shortened the length of his jacket. I didn't see anything that was wrong with it, but he was tripping. That was another sign. But moving forward, we go to the funeral, and when we go to the funeral, his family, how they received me was he get out the car all, discombobulated to me. He gets out the car, and his family was like, hey man, he didn't open up the car door, but he just was in shambles. And I saw that something, I was like, hey, did you mess with any dope? And he was like, nah, I ain't mess with no dope in 8 years. Okay, just ask it. But when I tell you, after that service and after we went to bury his family member, that was the last time that I saw him. I was not ready. I was like, my spirit is not vibing with this, and whatever he got going on, I don't want to be a part of. So, moving forward, that I want to share, if you are a new widow And if your husband or your man, your significant other, has been gone less than 6 months, stop. Give yourself some time. The person that you was when you buried that man is not the person that you are today, nor will be the person in the next year. I would say give yourself at least a year, sis. Step back, reevaluate some things. Are you grieving yet? Have you grieved? I didn't start grieving for my husband until 2 years after he passed away, because I was so busy just trying to keep things normal. And when the breakdown came, I was actually glad that it was no one in my picture, because I had to reinvent myself. It was some things about me, that some fear factors that I had about myself that I didn't even realize. And then it was also some things about me that was being renewed. And I had to reevaluate some things, put some things in perspective. So what I'm sharing with you, take some time and love on yourself right now. You are not the same person that you were, and nor will you be. You're going to dress different. You're going to carry yourself different. Your hairstyle is going to be different. Your mental state, as well as your heart, is going to be different. You're going to always love that man that you buried. But the new person that you are right now, you must continue to live. Are you going to get someone else? Yes, but let him find you. And when people show you who they are, sis, believe them the first time. What I am so actually happy in what happened in my situation is that he didn't show me who he was 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years down the road. He showed me who he was within 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks. So about him sharing with me that he had been 8 years clean, I beg to differ that. I believe that was a lie. And the demons that was chasing him, it was nothing that I was going to be able to do to help him. I am 52 years old. I am still learning some things about myself, but one thing that I had not experienced, how this man talked to me and how our encounter was the day of that family member service, made me know that no, this is not going to work for us. And I was completely happy about that. He wasn't happy. He blew my phone up. He called me 1,000,000 times. He sent me 1,000 text messages. But you only get one shot, baby. One shot. And so I'm sharing with you, just chill. Chill. Write a love letter to the man that's coming for you. I tell my daughter, I say, the man that's coming for me, he sleep right now. But when he awaken, my eyeballs meet his eyeballs, and our hearts connect, we're going to know when it's genuine and when it's real and when it's time. But I have been single for the last 6 years. And have I wanted a friend? Yes, sometimes I've wanted a friend. Sometimes I'm glad that I am still just learning how to love on me. And that's what I want to share with you. Take your time, sis. Take your time. And he's coming. Don't rush into, I've met women who have gotten married almost immediately within 3 months after they have lost their spouse, and have turned to regret that they did. You know what I'm saying? Because they did not give themselves time enough to grieve, because they were available. What was the purpose? Some women had large insurance policies. And once the insurance money was gone, so was the man. I had sold a home to a lady, a lady who had bought a home, and she and her husband had been married for 5 years. He married her right after her husband died, And after they could no longer pay the mortgage on their new home, he left. He skipped out on her. So he came when the money was good and he left when the money was gone. Take your time and be patient, and the right man will come along. But give yourself at least a year, mama. Give yourself at least a year before you decide jumping hoops and making commitments to people that you really don't. You are in a vulnerable state of mind. You've never experienced this before. So give yourself some time. What I want you to do right now is hit the like and the subscribe button, as well as the bell notification. Let's keep collabing together. Let's stay connected. If you have any questions that you want to ask, what it's like to be a widow, I got an answer for you. And check out my other video. Okay? So we'll talk soon. Thank you for spending your tea time with Charlie. How I dated a fool, but he couldn't keep me. So glad you made it to the end, sis. Everyone has their own way of dealing with old issues. However, realize you've been through a lot, and trying to babysit someone else's bullshit. Time is short and precious to tolerate bad behavior and bad habits, and this will definitely not be accepted. Appreciate the small window of time to yourself, and your king is on his way. Talk soon.